MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
There are lots of different kinds of auto racing: Grand Prix, stock car, rallying. Most of them require a special set of wheels, maybe along the lines of this Lotus 51. But there is one where practically any vehicle will do. It's called autocrossing. And since more than a few of our viewers have been bitten by the autocross bug, we set out to capture it on tape.
And wouldn't you know it, we found it right in our own backyard at Baltimore, Maryland's newly refurbished Inner Harbor. It was about like any autocross you'd find run by local sports car clubs across the country. The only thing unusual here, Baltimore allowed this autocross to run on the streets. And that tells you something about autocrossing. It's safe. With that in mind, some of our staff members even put their own precious personal metal to the test. Autocrossing is a timed competition. You don't have to bang fenders with anyone because you're racing only against the clock. And speeds stay fairly low because of all the tight, twisty maneuvers. But autocrossing isn't just safe, it's also cheap. You can run almost anything in an autocross, from the most mundane sedan to full-blown race cars to anything in between. The cars are usually put into classes and compete with similar kinds of vehicles. So all you really need is a set of wheels, a valid driver's license, and some elementary safety equipment. And of course, a flashy paint job doesn't hurt either. But before you run, you've got to walk. The course, that is. That's the way you get to know your way through the pylons. A course can have almost any configuration, but local sports car clubs use rules and guidelines set down by the Sports Car Club of America. Once you've got the course memorized, you still have to learn when and how to stop, turn, and accelerate. You see, it does take practice. The sport of autocrossing evolved in New England during the 1950s, thanks to the influx of British sports cars. But local utilities are now losing more of those red cones to the sport than ever before, this time because of all the nimble handling cars that hit the streets in the late 70s and early 80s. The sport is becoming so popular that there's even an autocross magazine for all those Sunday racing drivers. So what we've found here is a definite social phenomenon. But there's more. The chance for the average driver of the average car to improve his or her skills. And since the skills of this competition are really the same as the skills needed in everyday driving, it's a fun way for anyone to become a better driver.